Alright, I'm over at a buddy of mine, Jimmy's house, and me and him talk guns all the time, known each other, what, 30 years? Over 30?
Something, yeah.
And we got to talk about back when we first started shooting and what we shoot now and the evolution of our carry guns. When I first got my first CPL and first started carrying, I was carrying 1911s, similar to that. This one's 10 mil, they were 45s. I figured out the first time I had to go to work in the summertime with just a t-shirt on that, yes, there's people that carry these, people do it well. For the type of work I do, it just printed way too easy or was constantly popping out. And that's why I went to, and you guys have all seen this, 357 Magnum, little snub noses. Doesn't matter in the summertime what I'm wearing, this thing never prints, never pops out. This here is a Bulldog. I had the old style before this one, and Jimmy, oh, he's gonna come around, he gave me tons of crap about having a Bulldog because it being a snub nose.
Not because we're over there shooting pythons and HKs and everything else. I just like that Bulldog. All fun.
You'll find that this is just how we are. We're always busting each other's chops. This is the guy that every time we got done shooting, we'd go through the McDonald's drive-thru to get food. And if you stuck him in the middle in the truck, he would grab your straw and jam it into your pop so you had a nice chunk of paper floating around in your pop.
Yeah.
That's Jimmy, the guy that was so obnoxious, but you couldn't help but like him.
Yeah, just try to have fun, okay? That's all we're trying to do.
We were, before I started this video, we were actually showing, or talking about a bunch of these guns, and this one here, I remember shooting, still love these. I'm just not willing to pay the price on them Red Hawks.
They're no longer $400 anymore.
And then, it's over there, my, the 44 that a lot of you guys love, that I told you I got a killer deal on, used to belong to him, so.
I turned it into this one.
So, thanks again, Jimmy. He knows I love these old cowboy guns. But why don't you show them kind of where you
The evolution, like when we got started here.
Yeah, let me move some of this stuff.
When we decided to go shooting with us, well, anyhow, yeah, it happened to me once upon a time. I started out with a Brico Arms Jennings 9. It was like $125. I can't believe I'm saying this out and it's being recorded. But anyhow, I didn't know anything about guns, and it's, yeah, I tried to turn the page on that. It wasn't a good gun at all. But anyhow, it got me into them.
Real quick, before, I can't even give you any crap about the Brico, because the very first gun I got was a Brico 9mm that, in the first mag, the firing pin broke.
That's
Sent it back. They fixed it. 2 bags later, the slide cracked.
They
Sent it in, they fixed it, and then I sold it to buy, I don't remember what I was gonna buy, but a mutual friend of ours, I'm not gonna say his name on here,
No, I don't say his name.
wanted that gun so bad, and I would not sell it to him. And then, like a year later, he's got Colt Pythons, Colt Anacondas, this and that. And he actually did say thanks for not selling it to him. But it's funny that so many people's first gun was a Brico or a Jennings.
Well, I didn't listen to a friend of mine. He's deceased right now. His name's Bob Feely, but he's the one that started all this. But anyhow, I remember him saying, "Don't get that." And what I was doing was looking at the price, because I'm 23 years old. I don't know nothing about nothing. And when I'm shopping for guns, I'm not less there looking at the gun, I'm looking at the price tags. So I ended up with it. He was telling me to buy something like this. Now at the time, these were $280 or whatever they were. This is a Ruger P94, yeah, this is a 94 model. But at the time, they were P85s, P91, so on and so forth. And back then, we weren't thinking about carry because nobody had a carry permit. Nobody even thought about carry. But look how wide they are compared to something like we got today. But we didn't care. We like I said, we're not carrying it. We're out on the range having fun. So I ended up getting that one. I should have listened to it first because I kind of took it to beating with the Bryco, which I should have because I beat myself with it, right?
Hey, we all make mistakes. As much as I like to bust your ass, I can't even bust your ass on the Bryco because I did the same exact thing.
And I don't have it anymore, but this kind of replaced it. This is the Ruger GP100, but I had a Security 6. I should have held on to that thing because I bought it at a gun store for $189.
And the reason why the camera's so far away is because I dropped my tripod, putting it in the car on the way here, and the old verbiage, you get what you pay for. Well, the $10 Walmart tripod in this cold just broke apart. So we've got the camera propped up over there.
And then all of a sudden I started hearing about Glocks. Now, like I say, I'm somebody young and don't know nothing about nothing.
Hey.
I just hear Glock, and you're there in the movies. You
He
think it's
doesn't
cool.
know about his Glock that I did the video on yet.
So I went and bought a Glock 23. I went down to get a Glock 10 millimeter, but at the time the Brady bill was getting ready to pass, and all they had in stock was a 23. So I had to come up with something. Since then, I moved on from that. But this kind of represents what I had. This is the Glock 19, but 23 is the same thing, just in different calibers. Traded it in to get a 10 mil, Glock 10 millimeter. If it wasn't for the Glock 20, I believe the 10 millimeter would have been dead a long time ago. So you got a lot to think. When it comes to 10 millimeters, think Glock for this gun right here.
I am a huge fan of the 10 millimeter. And the first time I ever shot the 10 millimeter was with Jimmy and our other friend.
I got it going with the group, the 10 mil. Well, Bobby got it going, but I carried it a little farther than he
With
did.
our group of friends, Jimmy introduced all of us to the 10 millimeter.
Yeah, great gun. But as we progressed, when carry permits started coming out, right? Now they started, the gun manufacturers started producing guns that were a little bit smaller. I don't have a model 26 Glock here, but all it was a cut-off version of the Big Brother. But that's what you had to carry with. And here, this is going to represent it. This is a M&P 9 compact, subcompact. That kind of represents the Glock 26. But this is what you had to, when you got this, you're like, oh, cool, it's a small gun, I'm going to carry this. But there wasn't much to choose. You either had this J-frame Smith, or you had this little tip-up barrel 32, which these are okay also, especially if you're old and have weak hands or whatever. But the 32, I don't really suggest the 32, but that's all you got. That's all you got. But as you progress in the time, the Glock 19 stayed. You got all these nice cool carry guns, but the Glock 19 is still right there.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
And
go ahead.
Jimmy has a lot better selection for actual carry guns. He's carried, I mean, tons and tons of different guns over the years. I talk crap about Glock all the time, but honestly, there's nothing wrong with a Glock other than they're ugly. That's the only problem with Glock is they're ugly. And I grew up watching Westerns. I grew up watching the old cop shows where all the detectives had a snub nose and that, and Westerns where everybody was shooting revolvers. Revolvers are just what I like, and that comes down to personal preference. If somebody wanted a gun to carry, they wanted to, like if I didn't ever have a carry permit, and today I decided I'm gonna get a carry permit, Jimmy's the kind of guy you actually want to talk to. He's got every type of gun you can think of as far as carry, every different size, tons of models, and this is what I tell people, don't listen to me, don't listen to somebody else, go out, find a buddy that's got 20 different guns that you can test and shoot that you like, and figure out what fits you, what you like, and all that, because A lot of people go out and buy a gun for concealed carry and then realize a month later or a couple months later they don't like it. It's too big. The recoil's too much caliber for them or whatever. Find a guy like Jimmy that has all kinds of calibers, all kinds of sizes. Find what works best for you.
Yeah, but not everybody's gonna do this. And by all means, I'm not telling you what to buy. He's not telling you what to buy. We're just showing you a couple things, okay? That's all we're doing. But anyhow, as time goes by and everybody's getting their carry permits, this little guy comes out, the Ruger LCP.
You're gonna hold that little guy up close. There we go.
Yeah,
It's like,
this is like one of the first generation LCPs. I've had it for years. It's all scarred up and marred. Show it to him. Get closer to it. You're on that side. You're taller than me. But it's a good gun. I mean, I'm not going to sell it. What I'm going to get $50 for it? Ain't worth nothing. I carry it all the time. I still carry it. But 6-shot magazines were the gold standard back then, and we didn't know. We just carried it. We didn't care about the trigger reset. We didn't care about they had optic on it or night sights. We just we got it. It works. Stick it in the pocket and go. Sometimes some of that stuff's kind of oversold.
Absolutely.
They're like trigger reset. You hear that all the time on the internet. I've shot with many people for many years. Not one time have they said anything about a trigger reset. Now there's a competition guy, okay, I know, but he makes house payments. He puts food on the table. Now if he tells me about trigger reset, I'm going to listen to him because it matters with him. It matters between when it's first place and fifth place, and it's like a millisecond or whatever, however they score it and things. I don't shoot competition. But if he's got something to say about trigger reset, I'll listen to him. But me, Wayne, and the guys I shoot with, that shoot 3 times a year, 4 times a year, it don't make
I
no
shoot
difference.
more than that.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I shoot a lot, but see, there's a difference too.
Yeah.
And I think what Jimmy's trying to say is, if you're a competition shooter or you're one of these guys that I dress up and play cowboy and spin my guns and shoot live ammo and that, so I do my thing. But there's guys that they dress up with their plate carriers, their ARs, and they like to play soldier, like I like to play cowboy. Trigger reset means something to them. Binary triggers means something to them. They're shooting fast. They're getting clicks. They're getting views. They're making money. For the average person, for a carry gun,
You're not going deer hunting with us.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
don't-
going to stick in your pocket and take off.
trigger reset and all that don't matter. All my carry guns have usually extra power springs in the hammer and the trigger. The trigger pulls harder. Under stress, I don't want a hair trigger, you know? I mean, so trigger reset, stuff like that for a carry gun means absolutely nothing to me.
Plus, you might spend some time in court with your hair trigger if you use that in self-defense.
Oh, absolutely.
But okay, we're getting off track here. Okay, you guys are wanting to know about. We're trying to teach you something about carry guns, how they progressed for us. But anyhow, then the single stack craze came in with the 9mm. Everybody had to have a single stack. And back then it was physics. If you got a smaller gun, you had less rounds, and everybody was cool with that. Along came this one, and we're gonna bring the Glock in because that's what everybody knows. This is Glock 43. You couldn't get these for a long time. They're on you see new ones on the shelf right now, but I never see a used one. So people ain't getting rid of them. I'm not getting rid of them. But anyhow, this one's kind of been banished to home defense now. I got a light, laser light on there, just for home defense. But this gun right here, to bring it up to speed, I put night sights on it. Not there's anything wrong with Glock stock sights.
Yeah,
They're plastic, but the gun's plastic. You know what I mean? So it is. I've had these have been on here for 30 years and they never snapped off or anything. But anyhow, I put grip tape on it, and what I did is I terrain tactical made these base plates for it. Turn that off. This is a +1 and this is a +3. So I got, $75 just in magazine upgrades for it. So I got $100 in the sights. So I got another $200 in upgrades, plus we're not gonna worry about the laser light. But I'm just saying, you just got upgrades to get it up to what this gun is, the P365. And right out of the box, this one's ready to go. It's got the capacity, it's got the night sights, it's got everything on it. It's clear. Remember, I could never shoot you from here, okay? But any thoughts on it?
No, like I said, I don't know why you said this is only for home defense. I mean, man, the Glock fanboys are gonna throw this back in my face because I talk crap about Glocks all the time. And that Glock video I did, 6 of them just had to tell me they were unsubscribing.
It's banned to home defense.
But there's nothing wrong with this gun. There's nothing wrong with a single stack semi-auto. I like revolvers. It's just a personal preference. Not trying to convince anybody they're better or nothing else. It is 100% just personal preference. I don't see the need for more than 5 or 6 shots. In most actual self-defense situations, it's over in the first shot or 2 anyway. At least all the videos I've seen, anything after the second shot, bullets are just going wherever.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a cop that goes once a year to qualify and never shoots, them are the ones you see doing mag dumps.
Yeah. But another thing that you need to notice, now you got all these single stack guns out here. You got the Ruger LCP, you got the Glock 43, you could have a LC9, the list goes on and on. But the Glock 19 still scoots down there, it's still relevant. It can still carry. It hasn't skipped a beat.
Most of the people I know actually still carry a Glock this size. I don't know how many models are this size, but most of my buddies that are carrying today are carrying a Glock, this size of a Glock. And Glock fanboys are gonna throw it in my face. There is nothing wrong with a Glock other than they're ugly, and I think life's too short to carry an ugly gun.
This kind of took the place of them for a lot of people. P365 is probably the #1 sold concealed carry gun in the U.S. I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm far off. But anyhow, let me get off track here. This one showed up, Glock 43X, and I put night sights on it, grip tape. I had to change out this mag release to a metal one because I put the Shield Armor 15-shot mags now. These are the first generations. I never had any problems with this thing.
That little thing holds 15 rounds?
It does now.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And I carry 2 mags. I got 31 rounds on me. Always carry one in the pipe, by the way. And now I got a Glock 19 that's a whole lot smaller. Isn't that cool? It's still the same size as far as how.
Doing a video with you, I might even get some of the Glock fanboys back on the channel.
Yeah. But then as this is considered Glock's Micro 9, which I can't argue with them, I suppose it is. It's still bigger than a 365, but the modularity of the 365 you can't really beat that. I got a Wilson Combat grip on there. I got a Wilson Combat 12 rounder also. I got a whole bag dedicated to just P365 parts. And every now and again I'll get tired of them and I'll pull apart and switch everything up and make a different gun out of it. Pretty cool. But after I got done dolling up this gun to make it carryable and holding the rounds and night sights and all that kind of stuff, along came this thing, the Springfield Hellcat Pro. It's got everything that the Glock has right out of the box. Now the Glock, I had to go to the range and spend some time making sure that the 15-round magazines function right in it. But this one right here, it functioned right, and it's designed for 15-round mags. Now you get 17-round mags for it.
Thanks Springfield. I got the Ellipsi custom out of it.
But this one's, it's got an optic cut on it if you want to throw a red dot on there, if that's what you're into. But I mean, this is a nice gun. Well, it's just summertime, wintertime, anytime. It's just a good, nice carry gun.
I'm gonna have to shoot that one
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah, and but obviously these two are over here is gonna be more money. Now, money in the budgets is, if that's a challenge to you, and you're like, oh, maybe I'll get a high point. Back to the Jennings thing, right? Looking at the dollar instead of the guns. Ruger has a security, the Max 9. It comes, you can get these, I see them going for like $300 right now, brand new. It's got the optic cut, daytime, night sights, how do you suppose? Nighttime, daytime sights, or whatever you wanna call it. It comes with a 10 rounder and a 12 rounder, depending on what state you live in. You can throw an optic on there, and it's a decent little gun. It shoots good. And now that they're coming down to like $300, it's moving into that genre where it's starting picking on the cheaper guns like the high point. And I'd much rather have something like this that holds 10 rounds versus what's a high point carry?
I don't know, real friends don't let friends own high points.
You got a gun as big as a boat hanger that holds 6-7 rounds. I wouldn't go that route. That's just me.
I mean, I'm pretty sure actually I got that saying from you that real friends don't let friends own high points.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with it though.
Yeah, but now you got this genre of guns. Guess what's still happening? The 19's still relevant, still being sold.
Yeah.
It's not going away. The Navy SEALs don't carry this gun right here for no reason.
This gun right here will probably, long after I'm dead and gone, but probably become the longest production run handgun in the world.
And you know what? I go into a lot of gun shops. I never see a used 19 in there. Nobody's getting rid of them. They're holding on to them. You never see them used. Yeah. Not saying never, but hardly ever.
You remember back in the day when we all first started hanging out, I had to sell a gun to get a new gun because
we don't have the money.
Well, no. These guys, him and our other buddy, they had Colt Pythons, Colt Anacondas, every model of Glock and every caliber you could get. They were smarter than me. I decided to start my family real early.
Late bloomer. Well, I was a late bloomer.
So I didn't have the money to buy lots of guns and fancy guns, so I settled. And I shouldn't say settled. I really love my original Bulldog. If I ever find another one, I'll have it. But I still wanted good quality guns. I just couldn't afford Colts and Glocks and stuff like that at the time.
And you know, all these other guns are fine and dandy for carry self-defense. But if back to what I said, if you have challenges of racking a slide back, and a lot of people do. I'm not going to pick on a girl. It could be. I've seen guys that are arthritic that can't do this, and that's where guns like this, they're lightweight and they're easy to load and unload. There's nothing wrong with a revolver.
That was directed at me, old people and arthritis.
And even these right there, although the calibers in 32 ACP, but you can get some. With modern technology loads, you can get something that's going to get you home. I'm not standing in front of that.
That's the other thing me and you talk about too. You know, I give crap to guys carrying 380s because that's what guys do. We talk crap to each other and that. But with the technology and powder and bullets, how far it's came in 30 years. I mean, 30 years ago, you didn't have all this specialized defense ammo. 380s actually, at self-defense ranges, a good round. 9mm, a good round.
Nowadays, you got the Bodyguard. The Bodyguard 2.0 by Smith. It comes with a 10 rounder and a 13 rounder. This one's not going to be carried yet by me, all because it hasn't been tested. That being said, all these guns, except for this one right here, I know shoot good. I know they function well. I went out and shot and tested. Don't care if you haven't shot your gun yet and got used to it and make sure it functions. Don't carry it yet. And shoot some rounds through it. Get like 200 rounds and make sure it works.
I got a rule, I don't carry a gun that I haven't shot at least
Yeah.
200 rounds out of.
Because, God forbid, if you ever had to use it one day, you want to make sure it works and have some confidence with it. And if any of my guns give me crap, you can ask the guys over at Magnum Force. They're not mine anymore. They get sent out, correct whatever they want, and I move on from that. I'm not messing with it. If I went out shooting this thing and it bobbled on me and it kept wouldn't go in the battery, it'd be on the chop block. It'd be gone.
I don't think you've ever.
But check this out. The 380, the advanced 380 is on the end of the counter there, but Glock 19 still punches out. It's still there. Matter of fact, it's got other guns that chase it, like these. That's why I got these on the end of the table. These are Glock 19 clones. You would say this is the FN midsize, and this is the CZ P10C. This even fits the 19 holster. There's another Glock 19 copy.
Like I said, I truly
They
believe.
follow that gun.
Like the Colt Single Action Army was at 125, 130 years old. I would be willing to bet you this gun at 150 years old, they'll still be producing these because
Oh yeah.
people love them. And I mean, realistically, other than being ugly, they work and they work good. They do what they're intended to do. You know?
I don't know which force does it, but this 10 millimeter Glock right here. There's police forces in Canada, or not Canada, but in Alaska. This is what they carry because there's polar bears and grizzly bears and stuff around.
Oh, hey!
Yeah.
Don't get on the 10
Yeah.
millimeter for a bear round. I'm not on that kick yet.
We'll go look around. They killed lots of them with 10 mil.
I get that. I just think there's way better rounds than a 10 millimeter for big bears.
These are
stuff like
okay.
that.
All right. 10 millimeter is not it's still a pistol round. It's not a nuclear round. But if I was a cop in Alaska walking around with a gun in my holster, it wouldn't be no 9 millimeter.
No,
It'd be the 10 mil. Okay.
I'm saying.
And I make sure I can outrun you.
I understand law enforcement carrying the 10 millimeter. It's what I call the bare
Yeah.
minimum for big bears. Bare minimum. Great for stopping people. I'm saying these guys that go out strictly hunt with a 10 millimeter like big bears and that. I'm just not going to do something.
No,
I mean,
no.
do your own thing. I mean, I think Ted Nugent shot a Cape buffalo with a 10 millimeter in Africa. Will it do it? Yeah, but I'm not Ted Nugent. I'm not that good of a shot, this and that.
Well,
I'll stick with something bigger and badder like that Super Red Hawk.
you know, if cops get in trouble, these guns help them get to their shotgun.
Yep.
Help them get to the rifle. You can't beat a rifle. Just not going to do it. Pistol's not going to beat a
I'm
rifle.
with you.
But it's a bet. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. My dad always told us a handgun is only to get you to your shotgun to your long gun is how he put it, shotgun or rifle.
Yep.
And my dad only ever owned one handgun that I can remember, and that was a 38 special. And then I built him a 38 special Smith & Wesson with a 3-inch barrel on it. Them are the only two handguns my dad ever owned. My grandfather had a 38 special Smith & Wesson. That was, men in my family either had a 38 special Smith & Wesson, you know, with a 3 or 4-inch barrel on it, or the rest of them had a old model Black Hawk, the old 3-screw before they put the transfer bar safety in it and that, and 357 Magnum.
Yeah, but back
And
then,
that was it.
back then you didn't have the choice like you got nowadays.
Oh, absolutely.
If you
not.
want to, if you want a hot rod semi-auto, there wasn't that much to choose from. You had the 1911. What's another one? CZ high power.
Yeah.
High power. There wasn't a whole lot of choices out there. And 9 millimeter, it wasn't as effective as it is today. I mean, all these guns are most of them are chambered 9 millimeter. It dominates the concealed carry market. Now it's starting to dominate law enforcement again. There's something about it. When I go to the shooting range, I'm shooting at big heavy steel, and some of this big heavy steel is at 50 yards. And when I hit it with a 9 millimeter, it moves. That thing starts swinging.
We're gonna do a video together, a shooting video when the weather gets warmer. I talk crap to Jimmy, but I don't talk crap on his shooting. Was it this one? I know it was
Any
one
of them. Any of them.
He actually sent me a video, and I
Not
believe,
that one.
which one was it? 50 yards with one of these little tiny ones. You were ringing steel with one of these
I think it
little
might have
tiny
been, I think it
guns.
might have been that one.
Yeah, with this one. I know
And,
it was
and this
small.
one too. This one, this one's got the beanie sights on it, but this will ring it too. As long as you hold it still and do what you're supposed to do, pull that trigger back and let it go.
I'm going to be
You're gonna hit
completely
something.
honest with you. I'm not as good of a shot as Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'm not ringing steel at 50 yards with that. Or at least not like he does.
Yeah, and I'm not aiming over top of it, like, to let it lob in like it's a bow and arrow.
He don't wear glasses either though, so I'm going to use that as my excuse.
I have them, I just don't, they're over there. Yeah. But, yeah, shooting's fun. Like, get into shooting, have a good, even if it's just a 22.
It's like
Get out
I've
there and
always
start
told,
shooting.
like I've always told people, you know, they comment on the triple shot I did or the spin cock and the guns and that. That's just what I enjoy doing. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I am not a long range shooter. I'm not a competition shooter. I just wanted to know how to do the triple shot. I practiced and practiced and practiced till I could do it. I wanted to spin cock lever action rifles. I just practiced and practiced until I could figure out and do it. If, you know, I'm sure he didn't just pull one of these little tiny pistols up for a shot range steel. He practiced until he knew how to do it with that gun. And he can consistently do it over and over and over. So, you know, I mean, this ain't the movies. Everybody ain't John Wick or nothing. But if you practice, you'll be able to shoot good. You'll be able to handle the gun.
Yeah, I shoot with he's over 70 right now, and he shoots just like I do. He's very formidable when it comes in, and he comes to the range and he shoots a bunch of different things, and he hits with every one of them. So it's not just one person doing that. Anybody can do that, no matter what age. No, and even if you're a girl, there's female shooters all over the place. My wife, there's guns in my gun safe right now that shoot better than I shoot them.
She's prettier than you too.
Yeah, just because you're a girl doesn't mean you can't do it. Girls do all kinds of stuff good. Yeah.
Some things they don't do so well.
Well, they try to keep your ass in line.
That's why I said some things they don't do
Get out
so
of line
well.
and put your ass back in line. There's nothing wrong with that.
My wife tries to keep me in line, but she don't do it.
Oh my God, I'm like her toddler when we go somewhere because I got to goof around, and I need to throttle back on some of that stuff. But I like
Oh no, man,
yeah.
we just expect that out of you, dude.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like, stop that, and yeah. Maybe someday.
My wife used to look at me and the kids in the store and say, "I can't take any of you guys anywhere."
Yeah, but this video is coming. Looks like it's going to come to a closure. But I hope you learned something from him. And if there's any questions, give him. I'm not the YouTube guy.
But he can answer your questions in the comments. He can watch the comments. I wanted to bring Jimmy into this video because I'm partial. I like revolvers. Jimmy is the guy that likes anything. I mean,
bolt guns.
Yeah, I mean,
shotgun, all kinds. Of
rifle, shotguns. He likes Glocks. He likes Springfield XDs. He likes J-frame revolvers. He likes cowboy pistols. I mean, he's got a couple. I got one of his. So I just thought he could give you a better perspective over the evolution of how we chose to carry, because he has carried. I've carried a 1911 and pretty much J-frames. That's all I've ever carried. I carried a SIG P320 for like a month, decided that I didn't like it.
They stay at home. They get too bulky and big.
I gave it to my oldest daughter. I had a SIG, was it 2022 or something like that? It was a compact polymer frame. Carried it for like a month, and I'm pretty sure I gave that to my oldest boy. I can't remember now. Or I might have sold that one off. But this is a guy that has carried, you name a caliber, you name a size, you name a gun. He's carried so much different stuff that if you have questions about concealed carry, what you should carry, what you want to carry, he can share his experiences with you to kind of.
I can't help you with holsters. That's something that, because the body type, everybody's got different body types. He'll probably get into a holster thing one of these days.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
But my preferred carry method, not to cut you off.
Nope.
Like this little 10-ounce 380, 11 rounds. These Alabama pocket holsters. You just drop them in your pocket. Nobody knows nothing.
And you guys all know my preferred carry still is appendix style, right there. Just not that his is wrong or mine's wrong or he's right or I'm right. It's just like what kind of gun you carry. People choose different ways to carry what they carry.
It is what everybody's different. We're just, like I said, we're just trying to help you out. That's all we're trying to do.
Plus, we've just been wanting to do a video together and talk crap to each other for a while. We were talking crap before the video started, and we'll be talking crap after it ends.
Yeah, that's how it goes. If you ain't having fun, you're doing something wrong, okay?
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Like I said, you guys can reach out to me in the comments, but honestly, if you want to hear why he carries or don't carry a certain size, caliber, model, or whatever, like I said, I don't know if he'll be checking the comments every day, but he can check the comments occasionally and give you a little better in-depth than I can, because like I said, he's carried every one of these at one point in time or another. So.
If you're a 1911 guy with these things are beautiful, okay? But some of these things are $1,000 a piece. If you had to use this, it's going to be sitting in an evidence locker somewhere. You'd probably never see it again, okay? It'd be done. So these right here, they're not $1,000, but it's still, if you paid $300, $400, $500, $600 for something, and it's sitting in an evidence locker somewhere because you had to use it in self-defense, it ain't this thing. This thing's gonna be expensive to get back.
It'd be way easier to replace a Glock.
Something like this. Yeah, and another thing, you get a 1911 that holds 8 rounds, some 40 ounce. This is a smaller version of 1911. Most 1911s are 40 some ounces. This is 20 some ounces. It holds double the ammo. I mean, make your choice, right? And it's half the price.
But it ain't as cool as that.
And then there's the battery arms. You gotta sweep the safety off and all that. Those right there, you just pull them out, start shooting them. You know what I mean? There's nothing. There's no steps.
I carry a revolver. Same reason.
Remember, the safety is between your ears. It's if you're one of the guys, you pick up a gun. This is what people do, and I see it all the time. They pick up one of these guns and they go, "Oh, where's the safety at? Oh, I can't find the safety." Well, there is no safety on it. But then they go like this. They pick up this gun and they never even ask nothing about it. They ain't got no safety on it. But they'll, hey, where's the safety at? Never asked nothing about this gun. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Never say nothing about it.
Yeah, I've never picked a gun or not picked a gun for carry over a safety.
Yeah.
Because like you said, the safety's
between your ears.
You know?
None of these guns have safeties on them. Matter of fact, when I go get a gun, I specifically find one that don't have a safety on it because I'm not messing. That's one more step I got to deal with.
Every one of these guns that I picked up, even though I know that he already checked them, the first thing I did when I got here, check it. Only takes a second. Now I know it's unloaded.
Especially on these Glocks. Most of them I haven't today, but most of the time I'll squeeze the trigger on it because if that trigger's up, I know it's cocked. That's one of these things about a Glock. I like Glocks. I don't care what he says. And it's not the be all end all. There's other stuff out there that I like also, like this FN. That's a shooter right there. Yeah.
Like I said, I can't. I mean, I do. I talk shit about Glocks all the time, but I mean they're good guns. They're just not. They don't excite me, really. I mean that's basically the only reason. I talk crap about Glocks is because they just don't excite me like lots of other guns do. But on that note, I'm gonna end this video and hope everybody has a good day. See you on the flip side.
And go Lions tonight. They're gonna beat Minnesota. Don't worry about it. Okay.
And make sure you stay hydrated. Drink
Yeah.
plenty of antifreeze.